Hi, it's Carolyn the Contest Queen. I'm just trying to adjust where I'm sitting here in the living room. We have a little guest. There's Mimi. We're dog sitting this for a couple of weeks while my mom is on vacation. And so finally I thought I had some time to sit and go live and talk about sweepstakes. It's my favorite thing to talk about. It's, I think, the best hobby in the world. And, look, I'm even wearing the convention t-shirt that I got off Tom Cavalli, who owns I Win Contests. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. If you have any questions about sweepstakes contests or giveaways, I'm happy to answer them. I have not been winning as much as I normally do because I haven't been entering as much as I normally do because I have been busy writing books. I'm on track to publish 5 books by the end of the year. I'm almost finished recording In Contact with Other Realms. Then there's the editing process for that Audible version. The Name It and Claim It game has already been published in Audible. And it's currently being translated into Spanish, which will be out this month. And I'm going to work on Money. And as soon as that's done, I'm working on Money and You by Tag Powell. And right after that, I'm finishing Prizes Everywhere. So that'll be out by the end of the year. So that's quite exciting. In the meantime, I love teaching people how to find, organize, enter, and win contests, sweepstakes, and giveaways. And I have won a lot. When it's like anything in life, if you focus on it, you put in the effort, you see the results. It's a numbers game, absolutely a numbers game. The more you enter, the more you're going to win. That's all there is to it. Well, there's a little more to it. There's a reason my book is 220 pages. There's a little more to it than that. But the core of it is, if you have a system and you're organized, you will win. And then there's tips around that. So for example, finding. If you want to find legitimate sweepstakes and save yourself a lot of time, use a sweepstakes site or a sweepstakes aggregate. Like, I don't know if anybody can hear the cars just running down the street. I can use a sweepstakes aggregate like Sweepstakes Advantage, Sweepstakes Today, Sweepstakes Fanatics, I Win Contests, Sweetie Sweeps. Like, there's lists of them, and everybody has a favorite. So I highly recommend using a sweepstakes aggregate. That's going to save you time hunting them down. Then you can also use some tools that they have. So some sites have organizational tools in them, like Sweepstakes Plus, Sweeps Atlas, Mr. Sweepstakes Today. And then if you have another site that you like or you use multiple platforms, I use RoboForm. Some people use spreadsheets. Spreadsheets make me crazy. I can't do spreadsheets. Some people use their browser, but you have to be organized. That's key, because if you can enter every day, you want to maximize your entries, right? And the other reason I like using RoboForm is because I can save forms, and it has the autofill feature. No typos, because if you make a typo on your email address or your phone number and they try to contact you if you're a potential winner, guess what? The company they aren't going to sit and fiddle around trying to figure it out. If your information isn't right, they're just moving on to the next potential winner. So it's really important to have those details correct if you want to be a winner. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them. So a key is to be organized, right? And then also use concentric circles. Think about it. If it's local, if it's a local sweepstakes, there's going to be less people entering than if it's regional or citywide, statewide, nationwide, right? Worldwide. So the more barriers to entry, the better your odds of winning. So if it's a recipe contest, if you have to create a video, if you have to submit an essay, more barriers to enter, the higher your odds of winning, right? There's all kinds of things. I like pin code contests where you find codes in products because you have to have a code to enter, or you have to use the alternative method of entry or the no purchase entry option. And that makes it a little more difficult, so less people are going to enter. So there's lots of different things. Some are receipt-based contests, like there's one happening where if you buy a certain chocolate bar, you can submit the receipt and get an entry. And what's really interesting about that one is the chocolate bar actually costs less than the postage, so there's no point in doing the AMOE. And then you also have the chocolate. So sometimes you have to read, and my number one tip is always read the rules, because you need to know what all your options are so you can figure it out. So that's what I do when I'm entering. I see we have a few people here. Does anybody have any questions about sweepstakes contests or giveaways? Some of the things, like I win all kinds of crazy things. I've won, my favorite things are events, so I don't have as much stuff, because if you go to some of my unboxing videos, I'm not unboxing anything. I don't have anything to unbox, because the last, we went and saw the Rocky, no, it wasn't the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Little Shop of Horrors at a local theater. We won tickets. It was wonderful. We had such a nice night. We went out for dinner, and then we went to the show. Dinner was at our cost, but the show was free. It was so much fun. I did a little video. It was great. That was a prize that I won. Of course, there's nothing to show for it except for the memories. Do you believe in luck, or do you think the mind controls us? John. It's interesting. There's an expression, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I really believe that with sweepstakes. But I also believe that you have to believe you're lucky and think you're lucky before you are. Because if you sit and enter and think, I don't know why I'm wasting my time, I'm never going to win, you won't. If you sit and enter and think, I wonder if this is the one I'm going to win. Ooh, that would be fun. I can just picture myself going there. Ooh, I would love to have that appliance in my kitchen. That would be fantastic. And if you sit and dream and you're positive, that's going to attract the wins to you. Helene Hatzel did that. And actually, Tom Cavalli of I Win Contest does that. He is a natural born winner. And he really focuses on that, and he does win because he believes he's going to win, and he does. So it's a little bit of both, but then he also puts in the work, right? He spends the time and spends an hour a day, an hour and a half, entering sweepstakes every day, because you can't win if you don't enter. That's the reason why that's the name of my first book. Right? You can't win if you don't enter. So it's a little bit of both, like that, right? Does that help? That answers your question. But yeah, you have to put in the work to enter. Like, I'm not winning a lot right now because I've been entering a lot right now. Hello. Yeah, no problem, John. But if you do go, I did post on Instagram, like I put it on my personal account. I put one on my personal account and one on my TikTok account. But I won some. It was kind of funny. So I'm at the recording studio working on the next Audible book. And I get a text. My phone's off, but I have it in the studio because sometimes I have to check things. So there's no sound. So I look at it because I need to, sometimes there's words I need to look something up, or I have a mispronunciation, and I actually listen to the sound of the word because it's just not coming out. I had that problem with circuitous. Oh my gosh, it's not even coming out now. Circuitous. No, it doesn't want to come out. I finally got it out. It took me like 10 tries. Never mind. I'm not even going to try now. Anyway, I looked and my daughter said, Mom, you got some deliveries with dry ice. We got to put it in the freezer. I'm like, uh-oh. So anyway, we were finishing up anyway. So I just raced home and all these boxes were in the house. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, how is this all going to fit in the freezer? Like, this is crazy. The boxes were huge. I'm like, oh no. So I opened them up and I did an unboxing. And it's pretty funny because I put a picture on Instagram. I open all these boxes. First of all, 2 of them had styrofoam things, and then it was a lot of dry ice. So we didn't have a ton. It was like 5 products, but it was so cool to open them up. And we have someone in the house. It was from a company. I won it off TikTok. There was a company that does dairy. They do. I should post the video here too. They do plant-based products, and so we have someone in the house that can't eat meat or dairy. Went bananas. So that was a really great prize. And then Rose Reisman, who is here on TikTok, she's on other channels too. I won 2 of her cookbooks, which is amazing because I have some of her cookbooks, but these 2 are autographed. And I collect cookbooks. The entire bottom shelf in my office is all cookbooks. And a couple of them are signed. Like I have one from Jamie Oliver and I can't remember who else. But I had, yeah. And then I have some of my grandmother's cookbooks, which are kind of cool. So I have that. And then, and I won an air fryer. That is so fun. I loved it. I've wanted an air fryer forever. So that was a really good prize. So I haven't won a ton lately. Like if I'm entering regular on a regular basis, spending as much time as Tom does, an hour and a half every day, I can win 5 to 15 prizes a month. Excuse me. He does that. He wins a lot. He does tons of unboxing videos. I win contests. Love Tom. Yeah, see? How cute is this shirt he designed? Oh yeah, I think you can see the logo at the bottom. There's the logo. I win contests. He's so fun. He actually won that logo. How crazy is that? He entered a business contest and he won all these design services and they created that logo for him. He won his logo. Of course he won his logo. Like, how crazy is that? And he just went on a Disney cruise that he won with his nieces. It was so fun. And do your methods work with the lottery? Yes and no. They do. But you have to focus on the lottery. Some people are mad at me because I haven't won the lottery, but I haven't been focusing on the lottery. And also, Helene never won the lottery because she never had a lottery. They didn't have a lottery in Texas till 1992. And by then, she had even stopped entering sweepstakes. She had already won everything she wanted, including a fully furnished home, so she didn't need to enter the lottery. So that's why she hadn't won. But if you go to my other website, because I'm moving all my Helene Hadsel teachings off Contest Queen and onto my Words for Winning website, because it's for all the books that I'm doing, especially the mindset books like Helene's. If you go there, I have a 3-part series on her winning the lottery, Helene Hadsel style. So there's an excerpt from one of her books and a video. Then after I reclaimed all the remains of her business files, I found 2 articles on the lottery that were never published. So I published them. So the second is an article I found, and then the third is another article I found. But there were 2. I didn't want to make one post; it was just too much. So I split it up to make it easier for people to read and learn. So if you head over to Words for Winning and click on blog, I already have those up there for you to enjoy. So you can see how she thought you could win the lottery. Okay, so I hope that helps. And if you go to Timothy Schultz's YouTube channel, there's a couple of people that have talked about how they won the lottery using Helene's spec method and the law of attraction. So you can go to his YouTube channel and see those interviews. So it absolutely works with winning the lottery. Again, I haven't won the lottery because what I'm putting, that where energy flows, where attention goes. And right now my attention is all on getting these books out. So I haven't even been winning that many contests because I've just been entering infrequently. I hope I didn't miss it. Did I miss any questions? No, I don't think I did. So if you have any questions about finding, organizing, entering, and winning. Timothy's last name is Schultz. Oh my gosh, my spelling is terrible. Honestly, I pay the annual subscription for Grammarly, and I keep getting reports every week from them that I'm in the top 95 percentile of their users. Because I'm basically one of their top power users. Because I use it so much for everything. That's kind of funny. I think I can put a comment here. Yeah, I'm going to type it. Okay, I believe that's correct. Timothy Schultz. He's quite good. And he's a lottery expert because I think he was 19 years old when this happened. He won the Powerball. He did. How cool is that, right? Or maybe he was a little older. Maybe he was in college. Maybe he was like 22. Anyway, he was young. And he won the Powerball. So he's a lottery expert, and he interviews other winners. It's very fun. He's very fun. I love his channel. And I follow him all the time. And every time I find a fantastic story, I sent it to him. And he did this one where I live. The youngest lottery winner, this girl, oh my gosh. Timothy Schultz. I put it in the comments. I don't know if you can see that. I hope I spelled that right. She turned 18 years old. So that's how old you have to be to buy a lottery ticket. Her grandfather said, go buy a lottery ticket. She did a quick pick, and she won $48 million on her first lottery ticket. Quick pick. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that's weird that you can't see the comments, Diana. Or Diane, sorry. It is Schultz, spelled that way. And my other channel is Words for Winning. So what I started to do this year, and I kind of knew it was going to happen. So Contest Queen is where I share how to find, organize, enter, and win contest sweepstakes and giveaways. And then I have Idea Majesty, where I work with companies on doing social media marketing. Sweepstakes marketing. I'm on social media. And so I do sweepstakes marketing, but I haven't really been doing a lot of that. The pandemic killed off most of that business. And then I just wasn't focused on rebuilding it because I was focused so much on the books. And then I bought all of Helene's books, and I knew I had to give them a new home, but I didn't want to. And then this year I bought all of Tag Powell's work and Judith Powell's works. And I'm like, okay, I need a new website for all these books. I need an author website. And so I created Words for Winning. But Helene's first book is the Name It and Claim It game, contesting the Name It and Claim It game, Maneuvers for Wishcraft. And she talks about how she used spec to win sweepstakes. And what's interesting is in her very first book, spec did not appear. It did not appear in the second edition. it doesn't even appear in her 2003 edition, because I was looking at it. I was teaching Maneuvers for Witchcraft last night. I do a course 3 times a year. And I looked in the 2003 edition. She had Maneuvers for Witchcraft, and she only had Select It, Project It, Expect It. There was no Collect It. So she had written an article, and then she added it in the 2010 edition that I got to republish. So, because I combined all of them. So that's really interesting. So there was stories from her 2003 edition that weren't in the 2010 that I included, all kinds of things. So basically, as much of her work as I could get together, I pulled together. But spec didn't appear there until recently. Anyway, so if it's sweepstakes related, like her then and now, I'm doing a little bit of a then and now series with old sweepstakes questions that she was answering. I'm keeping that on Contest Queen. But when I talk about all her thoughts about the metaphysical, especially now that I'm doing her second book, In Contact with Other Realms, that's definitely not for this channel. Does not fit contesting at all. That is being moved over to Words for Winning. So I've started doing stuff on both, and I'm trying to do videos every day on both channels. I'm not always succeeding because I'm so busy, and sometimes I can't even think of anything. I really want to get onto a schedule where I'm sitting and filming, in advance every week, but I'm not there yet. I haven't got there yet. But I did go live on Words for Winning today while I was recording the studio. Now, I happen to be in Canada, but most of my students are in the US, and I even have international sweepy friends, because when I have my virtual contest club meeting twice a month, I'll be sending out an email tomorrow as a reminder, because there's a meeting Tuesday. I have someone from Australia join us. Oh, you're in Regina. Yeah, so at every meeting, every club meeting has, it's usually mostly Americans with a few Canadians thrown in for good measure. I've had meetings that were 50-50, but mostly American with a few Canadians, like I said, thrown in for good measure. And last meeting, we had one woman from Hong Kong and one woman from, I think she's in Melbourne, Australia. So that was really fun to have some international women attending because it really is, it's a global hobby. The woman from Hong Kong, we were trying to talk to her because they don't have sweepstakes sites like we do. Australia does and the UK does. But Hong Kong, there's nothing. So I was talking to her yesterday, and we're trying to get her on, because Instagram is extremely popular there. I'm trying to get her to start using Instagram and look for giveaways in Hong Kong. Because she said there's a lot of young people and they're all on Instagram. I'm like, companies, because think about it. What are sweepstakes? Why do companies have sweepstakes? Sweepstakes are, companies use sweepstakes as part of their marketing plan. It's a really fun way to market their products and services to an audience with some excitement built in around it instead of just, plain ad. And so it's part of their marketing plan. It's a marketing tool, no different than, a Facebook ad or a radio commercial, or in the old days, an ad in the paper that doesn't exist anymore, right? Radio stations have giveaways to keep you locked in. Just think about that, right? They all do it for a reason. It's part of the marketing plan. And it's a really fun way to market products and services. So I'm pretty sure logic dictates. I mean, I don't know the Hong Kong market, but my logic would dictate that companies there would also want fun and excitement around their marketing plans. And because Instagram is so extremely popular, I suggested she start there. So I'm going to talk to her in a couple of weeks, and we're going to see if she has found anything. So we were doing some searches. Now, of course, I was doing searches, and it was pulling up things near me. So I'm hoping the algorithm, this is the advantage of the algorithm. I should do a blog post on that, the advantage of the algorithm. Because once you start entering a lot of sweepstakes, the algorithm starts showing you more sweepstakes, which is really cool. So you can use the algorithm to your advantage. Now, you won't see me entering a contest as the contest queen because this is my business channel. So I have a personal TikTok, a personal Instagram, a personal Facebook. I don't really use Twitter anymore, or X or whatever. Most contests, there's still some there, but I saw a mass exodus, and a lot of those companies, even some of them came and said, please go to Instagram. We're going to start holding our contest there. So they just left. And Pinterest used to be extremely popular for giveaways, but I haven't seen any in there in years. So basically where I enter social giveaways is mainly Instagram, and then TikTok is, I'd say, number 2. But what happens in December, and this is why I like to teach a lot of people now in September. I have all my classes in September because it gives them time to practice, because December is sweepstakes season. Companies go on a mass blitz and have the they're called Advent calendar sweepstakes, where it's like 24 days of giveaways, 12 days of giveaways. I even have a day I call double double. If you're Canadian, you understand what a double double is. Here we have a chain of coffee shops here called Tim Hortons. We say we're going to Tim's, and a double double is 2 cream, 2 sugar. Double double day, I call it, I usually do a blog post on this, is December 12th, because that's when the 12 days of giveaways that started from December 1st are ending, and all the ones that are going to end December 24th are starting. So you have this overlap day of 1 gazillion sweepstakes, especially on, and these are mainly on social media. Now there's some that go on to the company website, but most of the 12 days of giveaways, they used to be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Now I think we're going to see Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And last year I saw it, but this year I bet you we're going to see a steep incline of the 12 days of giveaways or 24 days of giveaways on TikTok. It's going to be interesting to see because they've added those features like photos. So it could be the same, or people are going to be doing reels and they're just going to copy those reels over to TikTok. It's going to be interesting to see. So some companies will post something on all 3 and draw 1 winner from all 3 platforms. Some of them have winners on each platform. Some of them just choose 1 channel, mostly Instagram. It used to be, of course, Facebook was crazy, but now it's really died down. Instagram has really ramped up. I know some people, their only avenue is they just love Instagram giveaways and they win tons of them. That's their like 90% of what they enter. So you have to find the hobby that's right for you. Like some people love the Instagram giveaways. I do it when I have downtime. I like entering the TikTok ones because a lot of the TikTok ones are exactly like Instagram. You know, they're standard follow our account, like this video, leave a comment, tag a friend, the exact same as Instagram. And your odds of winning are very good because there's not as many people entering on TikTok as they are on Instagram. But I do also like searching because of where I live and the algorithm shows you posts. I get a lot of the locals. So I've been entering some local ones. So hopefully I'll win some of those because I think they draw next week. So I'd really like to win some of those. That would be exciting. So if you have, my name's Carolyn. I don't think I actually said that at the beginning of this. Isn't that terrible? My name's Carolyn. I'm known as the Contest Queen. And if you have any questions about sweepstakes, contests, or giveaways, I can help you find, organize, enter, and win them, because that's my specialty and my absolute favorite hobby in the world. And I had a little bit of I was ticked at TikTok. They had taken one video down that I did a behind the scenes tour of win prizes online. Now, I did download all the videos and I put them on YouTube so you can still see it there. But they took the video of... Oh, I will give you some tips in a moment, Kat. They said it was a scam, that it was leading people on financial. I was so angry. I did a video. I pinned it. And then they took down another one, and I was so angry, and I appealed it. So the other one I appealed, they said no. This one I appealed, and then I guess that somebody looked at it and realized, oh, it's real. So they put it back up. But anyway, so, oh yeah, Susie Q. Oh, so cute. I love that, Susie Q. Yes. I don't like Publishers Clearinghouse. If you go to my website, Contest Queen, and use the search and put in Publishers Clearinghouse, or PCH even, I have a whole blog post on that. I'm not a fan, just saying. So what happened is their rules were really ambiguous. And I don't know what year it was, but they got taken to court and they had to change the rules. So they have better rules now, but because of that, they made it so hard to win. Your odds are now 1 in 1.6 billion. You are better off buying a Powerball ticket or a Mega Millions ticket. Like, seriously. It's the only one I don't enter. Now, funny enough, Bill, one of the guys that always comes to our club meeting, he won on Publishers Clearinghouse because they have these other little giveaways. And one day he goes, I won Publishers Clearinghouse. I won $5. How funny is that? Anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't enter it. If you go to, I don't know when you popped in, but if you go to my site under resources and look at all the sweepstakes aggregates, like I'm wearing an I Win Contest t-shirt. I have a sweep sheet t-shirt. Maybe I should give them some love on the next episode that I do. Sweep sheet is fun. There's Sweepstakes Advantage, Sweepstakes Plus, Sweetie Sweeps, Sweepstakes Today, Sweeps Atlas. I'm forgetting somebody. Sweepstakes Fanatics. Did I say that one already? I don't know. They're all sweepstakes. Contest Girl. If you're in Canada, Red Flag Deals has a contest forum that's very popular. There's contestcanada.net. Oh, Alma. Yeah, Susie Q is so cute. So there's all kinds of options for places to go to find legitimate sweepstakes all in one place. They do all the legwork for you. It's great. So back to you. Who wanted to win the trip? Kat. So Kat, if you want to win the trip, pick one of your aggregates. And a lot of them have organizational features. So you can search by prize. So if you want to win a trip, make that your number one priority, and it's going to be the first thing you enter every day is just for the trips. And go to like Sweepstakes, say Fanatics, for example, because it's the one I can think off the top of my head. And if you go to the prize button and you go down, you'll see, I think it's under vacations, and you click on vacations, and then you could enter all the different types of vacation giveaways. And if you want to tell the universe you are serious about traveling, get your passport. Have it ready to go. So then you're like, I can go anywhere. Like, don't limit yourself to your own country. Get your passport. You might already have your passport. My daughter has had her passport since she was 3 months old. I made sure, oh, it's ready. Oh, excellent. So now you can go anywhere, because I've heard stories of people missing out on prizes. One man wrote me, he was really upset because the company wouldn't let his son go. And I'm like, but it was in the rules. You didn't read the rules. You didn't follow the rules. You had to have your passport. His son won a trip to Australia, and they were leaving in 2 weeks. And he said, but I could get the passport in 2 weeks. I could just pay the rush. This was before the delays. And they said, no, it said in the rules you had to have all your travel documents ready to go, because you still had to get a visa. And the 2 weeks was to get that visa and not get the passport. And his son lost a trip to Australia because he didn't follow the rules. So as soon as I could get a picture of her and get the papers and everything, so I had to get her birth certificate first. As soon as I got that, I got her passport. And we even had to go get special pictures, because they have this like special prop thing for the baby to hold their head and everything. And so then when she was 3, we went a trip to London, and the lady said, okay, does everyone have their documents? And we're like, yeah. And she's like, really? And we're like, yeah. She's like, everybody. And we're like, yeah, everybody. She was very surprised that my 3-year-old had a passport. And the only time she didn't have one was because the timing of the passport. Oh, Tom, yes, I will. I do believe manifesting works, and I will go into that in 1 second. I just want to finish this story. So she turned 18 in May. Well, she's 21 now, but when she turned 18, her passport expired in February. And then, because I'm divorced, when she was 12, oops, hold that thought. Can I pause this? Okay, I'm back. That was George. He was just calling. He's gone camping, and he just called me because he got some cell service. So sorry about that. So anyway, my daughter turned 18, and because we were divorced, the amount of paperwork, because when she was 12, the amount of paperwork that we had to provide for her passport was insane. And I thought, you know what? She turns 18 in 3 months, and then she can apply for not just a 5-year, but a 10-year, and we need no other paperwork because she's legally an adult. So she had a 3-month gap without a passport because we were saving ourselves a ton of paperwork. That's all we did. Now, Tom, thank you for your patience. Yes, manifesting absolutely works. We are always manifesting. No matter what. So if we don't like what's going on, so part of it is your soul contract. That's how I believe that I have Helene's work, is because her and I had a soul contract, and that's how I ended up at her house. And she asked me to do it, and then I didn't do anything with it because, my life took a downturn for a little bit. But if you focus on things, yeah, they absolutely do show up. If you go to my other channel, so this one, so I've officially kind of split stuff off. And I do talk about both everywhere, but I try and stay focused. Not always easy. Contest Queen is to teach people how to find, organize, enter, and win sweepstakes contests and giveaways. And Words for Winning is to teach people how to win in life. Manifest, use metaphysical, law of attraction, all kinds of things like that. It absolutely works. I've been listening to, who's really cool, I like Robert. I've been listening to Robert Edward Grant lately. He's done some fantastic interviews. I really like Next Level Soul podcast. I really like Inspire Nation. There's so much stuff, but yeah, it really does. Henry Ford did this great quote. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that's basically manifesting. So that's the long and the short of it. There's more to it than that, right? Like, I'll give you an example that how Helene won prizes. She didn't use it in this form because she read Norman Vincent Peale's book, The Power of Positive Thinking. So you might want to read that book. And who knows, somebody's probably stuck it on Audible even. But she read that book and thought, oh, I can just expect to win it. So she entered a contest and she won it. And she won her first 2 contests. And I do know people that have done it. There was a woman, the first contest she ever entered, she won a car. Actually, I know two. One I had in the very first book I did, or the second book I did, and the other one I interviewed the Sweeping sisters. If you go to the Contest Queen YouTube channel, it's under with the Contest Queen. I don't remember when I interviewed them, but it was Angela and her sister, whose name escapes me at this minute. Love Angela. She's down in Georgia. And is her sister in South Carolina? Anyway, she talked her sister, Angela's a sweeper, talks her sister into entering this giveaway. And doesn't her sister win the first sweepstakes she enters? She won a car and a trip. So she went to the Daytona 500 and was presented with a car. How crazy is that? And she drove it home. How crazy is that? First sweepstakes she enters. Right? So there are people that have, tremendous luck that first out of the gate. The first prizes I remember winning, and this was a long time ago, like, I've been entering since longer than Lane's been around. So that was, I don't have good luck or bad luck. I have no luck. Oh, we're going to change that. You just start entering, believe it or not. It's, if you believe, you have, everybody has luck. You just look at this. Oh, I've only won your journal giveaway. Oh, that's funny. I came into significant money on the day I said I was hoping to give up. You know what? That's kind of how it works. Because at that point, what you did was release all attachment. And the universe goes, finally, here you go. I know, right? It's kind of ironic. And you're not the only one who said that. I've heard one of my favorite teachers is Robert Ohado. He's finally slowly getting on to these social platforms. He's getting professional videos put up on TikTok and Instagram now. But he did a really fun video. He's just starting to do it. And I told him, you got to just start going live on TikTok or just posting. So hopefully he's going to get some more of his own natural videos up there. But he's a great teacher for, he's a long form teacher, so TikTok's going to be a challenge for him. But go check him out on YouTube. I won all the raffles I ever played, but I never win scratch-offs. Well, isn't that interesting? I wonder if you could switch that and start saying, I'm going to win, even every other scratch-off. Now, when you say you never win scratch-off, is it always zero or is it small amounts? Like, do you win, $4 on a $4 scratch-off? I believe in all those things and the universe has control over it, but I never thought about luck. Oh, well, technically we control the universe. There's some great videos that I've seen on that about how free will works. It's fascinating. I won money back at most. Oh, I won my money back at most. Yeah, but that's, okay, I'll put not that, comments. I'll put here in the comments. I wonder if I can tag him. No, it won't let me tag at this, so I'll just put his name. He's my favorite teacher. He wrote a book called, see, this is where it gets kind of blurry between teaching winning and teaching mindset. He's my favorite teacher. He wrote a book called Transforming Fate into Destiny. And actually, I do a lot of work for him, and it's why I was late to this live stream, because I talked to him for an hour because we're planning out his September and March marketing. And so that's where my metaphysical background ties into what he does. So it's really interesting. But he has a really good YouTube channel. And yeah, you have to. One of these days, I'm going to get him to come as a guest on my Words for Winning live stream, or even Contest Queen, and talk about the law of attraction and luck. And that's kind of fun. So every once in a while I win a little, but I'm so confused, but I'm good at manifesting. Yeah, I don't do too much lottery. I do it once in a while when I feel lucky. And then sometimes, here's another tip. Depending on where you live, there's a lot of second chance games. I have an article going into the next book by a woman in New York who's a master at second chance. She wins so much second chance because she not only enters her own tickets, but she has a deal with the local convenience store, and she knows the owner, and she puts out a box, and everyone throws their losing tickets in it, and she takes them and she enters them online. And then there's people, I remember one time, I went to the state fair with Kathy Partak, who I interviewed. She's on my YouTube channel too. And Kathy, I should get her back on. She's so fun. She spoke when I held a mini sweepstakes convention in 2017 in California. She came and spoke about radio contests. She's brilliant. Oops. And she does intentional winning. And we went to the California State Fair. So it was her son Mason, who won Chopped Junior, by the way, and he's all grown up. He's a professional chef. And we saw him cooking at the state fair, and so we spent the day at the fair. So it was me and my daughter and her son, and it was so fun. We spent the whole day going around the fair. But this California State Lottery had this booth, and they did this thing. You spun a wheel, and you bought so many tickets, and they had like a giveaway, and they had all this stuff. So of course we go and we play, and I think we spent $20 or $40, and we won a bunch, but then we had a ton of losing tickets. So she gave me her losing tickets, and I took all the losing tickets, and I held a giveaway for any of my California sweeping friends to win the losing tickets, because for the second chance draws. And then I put them in a huge manila envelope and mailed them off to the winner of the losers. And they got to enter them all as second chance entries. I don't know if they ever won anything from that. Never played the lotto, never gamble more than $1, and it's usually on a bet. Yeah, I don't gamble very often, but I do once in a while, like when we were at the annual National Sweepstakes Convention in Phoenix. One night we went to the casino. They had a casino outing. So we all got on a bus together and went to the casino. It was fun. And then I think I spent, we had dinner, nice dinner, and then I think I spent $75. I lost it all. It wasn't a lot, but it was fun because you're with your friends and you're going from game to game. And then I went on a cruise recently. I don't know if you have to scroll back for some of the videos, but I kind of manifested a cruise. Oh yeah, you want to think I manifest? You got to go see that video. I manifested a free cruise. Anyway, so with Wendy, I basically broke even. I didn't win money, but I didn't lose money. I basically walked off the boat with what I came with. So it was a nice even. She won, I didn't. But that's where she wins a lot. Does anybody have any questions about sweepstakes contests or giveaways? I only have 17 likes. That's kind of dismal. I should always be asking for likes. That's kind of funny. I never think to ask for likes. Yeah, anyway. But it's such a fun hobby. Manifesting is pretty easy. It must be money. It must be a money block or something. Yeah, I also don't focus on it. Like, to me, I'm frugal, so I would rather win it with no money than to pay money to win it. Does that make sense? And I think that's where the block is. Materials No, probably money, not so much. Yeah, so I'm very good at, all the tools. And the other thing is, I manifest people. I'll give you an example. I really needed a really good translator for the book. And I found somebody on Fiverr with for translating, and he said he worked well with jargon, and I have a lot of idiom. Helene has a lot of quirky plays on words. Oh my gosh, this guy did an amazing job, and I'm getting him to do all the books. So every time I finish an Audible edition, because it's really fascinating when you're reading a book out loud, it's a little different than hearing and than reading it. So I'm finding things, sometimes I have to change things around, or I'm finding spelling errors. You know how many times I've edited these books and I'm still finding mistakes? So apparently there's not a book out there without a mistake, so that's my only saving grace. And I just, so once I finished fixing it to fit and also with the Audible, sometimes there's things that make sense when you're reading them, but when you're hearing them, I have to put in a new note, or I have to say something like, and the link can be found in the accompanying PDF. And so these things have to, what's a major prize I've won? Oh, I'll tell you in a second, Tom. And so then I'm having him. Then once I fix all that, then I send it off, and then I get it translated. Major prize. So I have 3. Here's my answer to what's the best thing I've ever won. The most expensive prize I ever won was a trip for 4 to the Vancouver Winter Olympics. That was amazing. They said it was worth 40, but that was airfare from St. John's during the Olympics. And I think it was worth 20, but still pretty darn good. Then my favorite prize was when we went to the Harry Potter set when they were still filming the movies. We were the first people outside cast and crew to be on the set. So they held this contest in 30 countries. There was 150 people from all over the world. I think half of them were British. It was so much fun. And we were told it was fancy dress. So I knew, because I lived for a year in Australia, that meant it was costume party. So I dressed up like Professor Trelawney. And there was some people that won, and they saw fancy dress, and they came in like gowns and tuxedos because they thought fancy dress meant fancy dress. And it was really cool because we had, they had a lot of the movie props. It was so cool. And they had all the animals there, and they had the costumes, and we got to eat off the plates, the same plates the kids did and stuff. So it was really cool. I manifested my passport being signed in Miami and didn't go to sign it. It's too much to type here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, sometimes we can manifest crazy things. I like, is his handle spiritually you or spirituality you? Something like that. And he's out of Florida, and he's funny as all get out. And he tells great stories about things like that, how he manifested kind of shit stuff. He's like, no! He's pretty good. And then the most priceless prize, my favorite was when I got to meet Sting. I also met Michael Bublé, who I also adore. So you can win things. Since the pandemic happened, they really have stopped doing meet and greets, unfortunately. Most recently, a hummingbird feeder and food. See, when you win sweepstakes, you have to pay taxes on it. Okay, so Kat said, can you mention the website to enter? Okay, there's a lot of them. You can go and find Sweepstakes Today, Sweepstakes Fanatics, Sweepstakes Advantage, Sweepstakes, I Win Contest, Sweep Sheet. If you go to my website now, my website is, Contest Queen website is going to get a huge revamp. Hopefully this fall or early next year. It depends on some of the timing of some of the things we got going on and the availability of my webmaster. But it's slated to be redone because she's 8 years old and she's a little cloggy. Some of the stuff needs to be moved forward. The big one will be the resources, because finding right now you have to click like 7 different things, and that needs to be one click off the homepage, for example. But if you go under resources, you're going to find all the links to sweepstakes sites and sweepstakes aggregates. And then what I recommend is to go poke around, like check them all out, see which one you like and which one has the format that you enjoy utilizing. And some are like forums, some are like blogs, some are like lists, some are like, there's all different ones. You have to find one you like. Okay, then Susie said, when you win a sweepstakes, you have to pay taxes on it. So technically, yes. So what you're supposed to do, and this, I can't give tax advice because I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax advisor. I don't specialize in any of that. So what happens is, in the United States, if you win a prize more than $600, you get a Form 1099 miscellaneous, and then you pay tax on it. And the amount of tax depends on your income tax. However, sometimes if it's under, you usually don't get one. Now, you're supposed to declare everything you win, and then you used to be able to claim all your expenses against what you won, but I've heard they've stopped that. Again, not an accountant, so you have to check with your tax specialist as to what the current rules are around income tax and prizing. And of course, the amount of tax you're going to pay, I think I said this, is based on your personal income. So if you're not earning a lot, you're not going to pay a lot of tax, right? Oh, she got a grand prize at the Gem and Mineral Show. That must have been cool. Oh my God. So if you won, for example, that's why a lot of people like to enter for cash prizes or prizes that have a cash component. Now, some prizes are so large, they sometimes include a cash option or include cash to pay the tax. So it depends. So, for example, I've got a blog on this on the HGTV home, or did I blog, or I might have just shared it on Facebook. There's a YouTube on the HGTV home winners, and how most of them just take the cash option because the tax on the home is so outrageous. Somebody tried to live in the house for 2 years, but the taxes got to be too much. It was a raffle. Oh, lucky you. Yeah, I would have bought tickets. I totally would. If I was at the show, I totally would have bought tickets. And then I would have been at every booth entering all their giveaways. So again, it depends on what it is, right? And then sometimes some people will sell the prize. So for example, somebody doesn't have the money in their budget to pay the tax on a new car. So they'll sell the car and take the money and pay the tax and keep the difference. It all depends. It really is an individual a scenario, and you have to look at your own personal scenario to make that decision. I only got one ticket. I knew I'd win. I'd already left and they called me. I'd forgotten. Oh my gosh. See, I knew I would win. That's Helene. She knew she was going to win. She knew she was going to win the house. If you read her book, she has a chapter called The Difference Between Desire and Knowing. So yeah. So that's, one of the reasons I'm doing Helene's work, because I knew intuitively that's the path I have to go on. I always know I'll win scratch-offs. I never do. I'm shocked when I don't. That is hilarious. Anyway, you know what? It's past 9 o'clock. I'm going to wrap this up. And Helene Hatzel. Yeah, no, here, I'll put it in the comments. It's, okay, so my other website and my other channel, okay, I'll put it here. Okay, and then I teach about Helene Hatzel. Yeah, there you go. She was fun, and legally her name was Helen. I don't know if she legally didn't change. I'm like, what do you mean I didn't win? It's broken. You would have fun hanging out with sweepers. I'm sending out an email. Go look at my event calendar or go to my workshops. Go find my events. You should come to a virtual contest club meeting. The next one's next Tuesday night. I charge $1 to attend, and the only reason I do that is it helps me control the amount of people coming, and it helps me pay for the cost because I pay for Zoom. So it helps just cover some of my expenses. So basically it's free, but I figure, everyone can just chip in $1. And it's a lot of fun. We have some regulars. We have Beverly, who's 83, and she's still trying to figure it out, and we just love her. And then we have Bill. He's always coming. He's from Florida. She's in Indiana. Yeah, the other thing is everyone's scattered. We have Daniel, who likes to come. He's in Idaho. And we have, who else is regular? Oh, we have Deborah. She comes. She's from Vancouver. And I'm always there. I live near Toronto. And then we have, who else always comes every meeting? We have Mary Ellen. I think she's in Virginia. Yeah, she's in Virginia. And Jen comes, and she's from West Virginia. Like, it's so fun. Then we have Caroline, who's been coming. She's from Australia. And last time we had Amy, and she was from Hong Kong. It's so fun. We have so many people from all over. I just love that, the other reason I like it, everybody is positive. We laugh our asses off. George gets mad at me because I start getting loud as I get more excited and talking to my friends. And he sits in the living room and he's like, I can hear you out here. You don't have to yell at the computer. He's not here right now because he's camping. So I am probably yelling at this telephone or this cell phone. And anyway, but yeah, that's the only reason I could sit here in the living room instead of my office, because he's not here. And my daughter's computer is in the basement, so she's down there having fun with her friends. And I got my mom's dog here. Look, Mimi, we're going to say goodbye to Mimi, who's sleeping. Where can I see her? I know she's so dark, you can't see her. She's black. Our dog's sitting. I know this dog. Oh my gosh. What I'm looking on the site for to join exactly. Oh, if you just type in the search virtual contest club meeting, and I did a page. I used to have it as a blog post, and I thought, this is ridiculous. This is a permanent thing on my site. So I made it a page. So if you type in virtual contest club meeting, it should pop up. Also, the list is on the events, and then I have the link to sign up on the workshop page. Again, some of them you have to drill down for, which is why I'm rearranging the site. I've already designed the new site, like I've done the site mapping, but we've been so busy with the books and the new website, Words for Winning, that we're building, we haven't even looked at Contest Queen. So we kind of need to get all that done. Oh, now I'm really getting the signal to hang up here because I've only got 15% battery left. So I really think I better go. Yeah, clearly this wasn't charged enough before I started. Anyway, I will talk to everyone later. And I always do a monthly on YouTube and Facebook. I always do a monthly sweepstakes Q&A. And you can send questions to me at any time on any video. Like if you have a question and you see me pop up and you put a contest question, I do answer them in other videos. And what's your YouTube? Contest Queen. Like actually, if you go to the Contest Queen website, I have all the icons at the top. Words for Winning right now, they're only at the bottom. I'm working on changing that. I just figured out the hyperlink thing the other day. Like literally every day or every couple of days, I'm fixing something, like I'm updating something on Words for Winning. So it's slowly getting a better. Oh, how did I forget? I should sign, before I sign off, I should have been plugging this the whole time. If you go to Words for Winning, I'm giving away 5 Audible copies of the Name It and Claim It game. Go enter. It's, you can win something. And I've got to catch up. I'm behind on a few draws because I give stuff away all the time. So head over there and win. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, I'm. My goal is to eventually start doing these once a week, but I'm not there yet. But bye for now.